I've never really paid attention to how disgusting this table looks with all my water and coffee. It's I apologize for it looking like a college dorm room. It is what it is, and it's TexAgs Rewind, or some people like to call it the Rewind. On the show today, the Go Hour. We looked at what's next for those Aggies, and there's a lot left, guys. 6 games. Turn it into a 9-3 season. You can hope for it. You can want to see it. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but I certainly see how it can happen. We talked about that. Charean Williams with the Aggies in the NFL had some nice performances there in the Pro League. Straight talk with Jordan Pugh, as he always brings it, and gave us a little more perspective of why he was so disappointed on Saturday night. Jamie McCoy joined the show, and of course, we had to end the show with A&M baseball coach Jim Schlossnagle. Bronny joined me for that one. He was awesome. Gave me a lot of excitement for this upcoming season. Games coming up this weekend for fall baseball. That and more. It is TexAgs Rewind. No game on your schedule, outside of hopefully UMass, is a guarantee. South Carolina, which we all penciled as a W a long time ago, is a team that can beat you if you don't bring your best. And unfortunately or fortunately, you have to do that every single week the rest of the way, because you can't have those mistakes that spiral into several, especially on the road.
We've after the Appalachian State game, it became clear that you can't. That this is not a team that again, other than Massachusetts, which is maybe the worst team in college football, FBS. You cannot circle a game and say, okay, this is a win. Just show up and win.
Yep.
I would bet on A&M against South Carolina. I would bet on A&M against Auburn. I would bet on A&M against Florida.
Well, to me, outside of maybe Georgia last year, in recent college football, and this is not like game-breaking information here, it's about the quarterback. Regardless of the offensive line, regardless of what is happening all around, when the quarterback is at a elite level, wins follow, right? And A&M has not had elite quarterback play in a long time. So if that means
2013
elite quarterback play, yeah, that's the last time.
Had some good Trevor was good.
Trevor was good. Kellen was
good, especially in his final year.
He was good, but I'm talking elite play, which is what we think Connor eventually will be.
Yes, we do. Or we've heard that that's a possibility.
Yep. And whenever that day comes, I'm hoping that Haynes is good to go, and then you still try a little bit of Connor regardless.
I'm with you there. I hope Haynes is that these rumors are exaggerated, which is often the case, but I don't know. I hope Haynes is able to play. I hope he's able to start, but I do hope that you get to see Wigman with some meaningful snaps.
Get into the Aggies in the NFL.
Yeah, okay. It was a pretty good week for the Aggies. Mike Evans and Josh Reynolds are runners up there. Both got close to 100 yards. Number 3, Ryan Tannehill. Titans had a big win. He was 15 of 25, 181 yards and a touchdown. Number 2, Tyrell Dodson played a great game. Team high 11 tackles. He had a sack. Bills were 38-3 winners over the Steelers. Fantastic game by Tyrell, probably the best game of his career. And number 1, Taylor Bertolet, cut by 8 NFL teams, kicked in the AAF, USFL, CFL, finally got his chance in the NFL. He made all 6 of his kicks, including the go-ahead field goal in the fourth quarter. Just a great story. Glad he's getting his chance.
Who does he play for?
Proved that he can play in the NFL.
I don't even know who he played
Chargers.
for. The Chargers.
Huh. Yeah, kicked for the Chargers. They had our injury at kicker, and he got his chance to kick and did a great job. He and Cameron Dicker from Texas both made their debuts and both did great in their debuts on Sunday, which is not a surprise. I mean, we saw him do it at A&M. We saw Cameron Dicker do it at Texas. They both kicked very well in college. It's just a surprise it's taken this long for them to get chances, especially as bad as kickers as we've seen in the NFL this season. These guys did great, and hopefully this gives Taylor a full-time job.
Yeah, Charean, you are brilliant. I will acknowledge that, but I would say pump the brakes on Taylor Bertolet kicking really well in college.
Okay. We've seen him make some good kicks in college.
So do you think Connor could be that guy at some point this year?
Here's what I'll say about that. what is Connor going to give you that Haynes and Max have not already given you? There has not been any excellent or over-the-top quarterback play from us this season at all. You look, the one thing I did take away from this game is the young guys started to come into their own. You saw the growth in the young guys. I just think that if you have a guy, in Connor, you have a guy that you believe so much in. You see Jimbo whenever he talks about him, the way that he lights up. I think that I'm not saying start him, but I'm saying get him some reps in games. Let him get his mistakes out now. Like I've said before, you don't learn on the sideline. You learn playing in the game. And if he is your future, start implementing those things now, so where next year is not a growth process with his first time out there. I just think that with what Haynes and what Max is giving you I don't see anything that would be different with what Connor's doing or what he would do if he gets any play time or any shine. So I would be interested to see that and see how they go about that.
So you're saying it wouldn't be any worse, basically, right? Like there's only upside.
Yeah. Yes. It wouldn't be any worse. I mean, what have we done that's just been over the top with our QB play? What game changing situations, plays have we had this season? We've had a 6-game sample size now. So I just don't see what we would get that's any worse or any different than what we're getting now. I think you may need to implement them more. It depends on how the coaching staff takes this. Is this a deal where it's like, okay, well, let's get these wins, but let's get our young guy in, or we're all in for finishing the season out strong and using our older guys for what we have now? It would be interesting to see what that game plan is moving forward for the rest of the season.
But if you think Connor gives you the best chance to win, maybe that's the best way to go and still make it a 9-win season or whatnot.
I think we'd be looking at it the wrong way if we do that today. If you say the best chance to win, that's up in the air. Right now, the defense and the playmakers outside of the quarterback are going to have to give us the best chance to win. I think that if we're looking for growth, if we're looking for a future, if we're prepping ourselves for what's to come, I think we have to get Connor in there. Unless Haynes makes a tremendous growth in the next 2 to 3 weeks, unless there's something that's just blown out of the water, I think we have to go baptized by fire with the young guy. Get the reps, get the burn, get him something he can look at and something that he can learn off of as he builds into his career. Best win now. Everybody around the quarterback has to play better in order for us to finish the season out strong. So no matter who we have in the pocket, that's what's going to have to happen.
All right, last thing for you, Jordan. Let's Moose Muhammad, who had a huge catch, also a big drop, by the way, but his playmaking skills were certainly on showcase.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think, just looking at what he's done, the opportunity that he's had with Anais being out, man, he's taking full advantage of it. I think, what was it, the Mississippi State game, he had 100-plus yards receiving. You saw the impact plays he made against Alabama. I don't think there's been any drop-off in that position. I think it's one of those deals now where he's shown Jimbo that he can expand more a little bit of offense. He can get him more involved, get the ball in his hands more. You have 2 guys now that have consistently shown you that they can make plays on the outside with him and with Stewart. And then if you add Green in there, if you find a way to implement him into the offense during his bye week, I think there's a lot of things that you can put around Haynes that can help him be successful with those 3 guys. And then, of course, about what A-Chain can do. So I just think, man, with him and him taking advantage of the opportunity, I'm really excited to see what he does for the rest of the season.
Jim, last thing for you from my part, just how are things for you here a year into it, considering all that you've been able to do, what this program is now, what it's about, as opposed to where you were a year ago at this point?
I think things are great. I mean, personally, I love living here. Everything about that's been awesome. I think professionally, what I don't want to have happen is have the success of last year hide the fact that we have to keep growing this program, and that's primarily from a facility standpoint, from a just an overall game atmosphere. My vision of Texas A&M baseball is the biggest crowd, the best ballpark. It's the standard. It's what I know we've lost a couple games in football, but Kyle Field to me is the standard of what it looks like in elite college football, and we aren't there yet from an atmosphere, ballpark, service the fan, every level of fan standpoint. And so last year can't hide that, and that affects recruiting. And we are. This is a team that, barring injury, we're going to lose a lot of players off this team, position player wise, especially. So all of this is tied together. From a recruiting standpoint, if we want to be an upper echelon program in the toughest division of the toughest conference, then we still have a lot of growth ahead of us. And so I'm just trying to continually navigate that ship and push the envelope, because we do have a ways to go. It's not far, but we have some big steps to take. And so that's my focus outside of the day-to-day, making this team better.
Schloss, we appreciate your time, man. We'll see you this weekend.
Okay. Take care. You guys have a great day. Gig 'em.
Gig 'em. All right, that's going to do it. Kennedy, tell people what they're supposed to do. You can yell it. You can just say it. Whatever. Like, comment, and subscribe. Can you do the sprinkler on your way out? Just like kind of walk through the camera. This is what she was doing during the show today. This is about to be embarrassing for her. And now on YouTube, it's going to live forever. And she's going to hate me for doing this. Thank you for watching.